And Lulu joins us now. I was just asking you how it feels when you watch that back. Does it feel like you're the same person? Does it bring back memories? What does it feel like?
Well, I've had to look at a lot of film and a lot of photographs because of celebrating the 60s. Everyone's saying, you've got to celebrate it. And I was 75 in November. So there's got to be some celebration this year. And so I've had to look at things. And I remembered when I would look at pictures of myself immediately after they'd been taken and I was 15. I was like, oh, I'm too fat. I'm too this. I'm too... Teenage girls.
Yeah, of course.
Teenage girls are like. Yeah. But now I look at them and I think, who is that little person?
Yeah.
It's kind of sweet. I'm thinking of 60 years, and this tour is going to be a sellout. It's very
emotional.
kind of
yeah,
a little bit emotional. Yeah.
What do you think, Lulu, if you could go back to that 15-year-old and sit down with her and have a chat, what do you think you'd tell her?
Less backcombing?
Never. Never. Less hairspray? Never. Not in the 60s. You're funny. Anyway, no, what would it be? Oh, I think everything is okay.
Yeah.
You're fine. You're okay. You're not too fat. You're not too short. You're not too all the things you think you are. Because I was very critical of myself. I still am, but not as much.
Sure.
Yeah.
But what I do know is that I'm very, very lucky. And that's kind of also what I'm going to do on this tour. And I think it's like it's called Champagne for Lulu.
Oh, well, yeah.
Which is a nice, I thought it was, because that's
Brilliant.
Jennifer. Jennifer's, you know, her ab-fab thing she said. And then I added afterwards with family and friends. So I have family, not saying, and I don't want to say anything about what the content is. And then there are friends popping in.
Wow.
And you might be able to think of some of them. You might get it, you know, but it's going to be fun.
So there's collaborations on stage.
I am not saying a word.
Yeah, there's got to be.
There's got to be a surprise.
You've done enough Take That tours. They owe you.
Yeah, they do.
They owe you.
Actually, you know what? They did me a favour by putting me on that bloody record. I mean, I was reinvented, Joe. You know, have a reinvention when you're in your 40s, having worked since 15 years of age, and then, well, they're family now.
Yeah.
Of course they are.
Absolutely.
And I just bumped into Harry Redknapp, and you know, before I came in, and
he's coming on to Loose Women, isn't he? After us.
Well, you know, it's like when I was young, I was always very anxious. I would hide it by being loud. I talk. I'm still pretty much that person, but the anxiety I would not talk about. I would be afraid. I would keep it, you know, hidden. Try to be cool, you know what I mean? And trying to be cool, maybe in that accent.
That would be better, yeah.
Not very, but today I'm not as anxious because I kind of feel more connected, and I know that's why I do what I do.
Yeah.
I want to connect. I want to feel connected.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel separate from you.
No.
I don't want to feel separate from anybody or nervous.
Did you
and that's the meditation has helped with that, you know.
Oh, the gong bath.
Did you see our gong baths before?
I did.
Have you ever done that?
No, and I don't think it matters what form of meditation you do, but today it's one of the most important things in my life. 40 years I've been doing it.
Did you know Harry then? You just mentioned Harry Redknapp. Did you know him through the 60s? Did you know him when he was playing?
I didn't really know Harry. I probably met him. I mean, Alex Ferguson was my friend.
Yeah.
And still is. But I knew Harry's son. I met through Take That.
You met Jamie?
I knew Jamie through it. Yeah. And so now I feel like if I haven't met someone or worked with them, I know someone who knows them.
Sure.
Yeah.
So there's that.
One way or another.
Like you.
Yeah, one way or the other.
I now feel I've known you for quite some time.
Long time I've been interviewing you over the years.
Right. Aww. And last time, though, was in America.
Yeah.
With our brilliant friend Nigel.
True.
Yeah.
But so what's happening with this tour? This doesn't mean that you're retiring. It doesn't mean you're slowing down. It doesn't mean you're stopping. You're just not going to tour anymore, essentially. It's
the touring thing. I'm not going to stop working. Retirement, to me, is a filthy word. Because I am very active person. I've got a lot of energy, but the touring, I want to do. I mean, I just did a film with Diane Keaton last year, which was so much fun.
Exciting.
Diane is looking for another project for us because we hit it off so well. I've been studying acting. I mean, in fact, Damian Lewis was on yesterday.
Yes, he was, yeah.
Now, Helen,
his
wife,
story.
I loved her so much. And because of her, because I admired her, I found a coach who had worked with her, and I've been working with that coach for 6-7 years now.
Is that right?
So I've learned the acting techniques before I would be winging it. I have a feel for it, you know.
Yeah.
But I wasn't ever trained like she was.
So you started training in acting in your 60s, having done loads of films and loads of acting already.
With Sidney Poitier and I mean.
And so I love the idea that you still feel like you're learning now, though.
I think it's so important. And I think, you know, I heard the thing you were talking about with the food. You know, it's very important to what you eat. You know, how do you live to 100? I don't know if I want to live to 100 necessarily, but for
we want you to.
However long I live for, I think we would all agree that it's about being, God bless us, you know, all pleased with good health.
Yeah.
And if we take care of ourselves, and I think because I am extremely disciplined,
Yeah.
I have managed to kind of keep going and, you know, I'm agile and I'm not...
Yeah.
You know, thank you, God, you know.
I think also the other thing is you love what you do. I was talking to the boys about that and said, because sometimes they're like, Mom, don't go to work. And I'm like, no, but I'm so lucky. I love what I do. And it's so important if you can find something that you love.
That's a very, very important point. Now that I'm so old, people say, what advice would you give? And I say, well, don't ask me to give advice, you know. But in fact, that's maybe the piece of advice I would give to a young person. Find what you love, if you can, and make that your job. I'm sure you're the same.
Find something you love, you never work a day in your life, right?
You know what
That's
I'm
the
saying?
reality. Yeah, too right.
So I have that. I always say I'm lucky. And I always say I have angels on my shoulders because... I still love what I do.
Yeah.
So Champagne for Lulu, it's sell-out? Can people still get tickets?
I think it's just about totally sold out.
Oh, my days.
Maybe Gateshead, there's some tickets. There's some Gateshead. I think maybe, but not many. And then Aberdeen there's a couple, but not many.
OK.
So, great.
It's going to be absolutely fabulous for you to get back out there.
Absolutely, you said the right word.
It's
got it all down.
Champagne for Lulu. It's as simple as that.
Celebration.
Thank you so much for coming in and just being magical. It's just really, really... It's always a treat to meet because I think, as you say, you just embody that energy and that enthusiasm for life.
And I think, you know, that connecting thing with my fans, I have the most unbelievable fans who've supported me for 60 years. Yeah, and then there's been new ones along the way. So this is kind of a thank you as well.
Amazing.
So that it's a big party, a connected thing. All about the love.
I think I might find myself to the Palladium, maybe.
I think you might.
Yes, when you say friends, and
I'm there.
is there a collaboration?
Old friends.
I'm not going on stage.
Oh,
she wants an
wait a
audience,
minute,
but I'll be there.
wait a minute.
I think you just sold that duet.